Towers, who'd you talk to this week?
We talked to Fort Bend Hightower wide receiver Caleb Douglas, a man who brings it on and off the field and has been on a meteoric recruiting rise. He's already got a couple of official visits scheduled, so hear from the man himself.
Greg Powers, Dave Campbell's Texas football here with CD4 Caleb Douglas, man, Hightower High School, man. Congratulations, first and foremost, on the recruiting rise. We'll get to the recruiting in a bit, but man, you've been blowing up. What's it been like?
It's been crazy. It all happened like just like that. Cause like first I was playing quarterback, I got like a little clout, and then like this year when I play receiver, it just happened like so fast. Like everybody's calling, like I was like, dang, it was like very overwhelming.
Man, you helped set me up for my very next question and what it was going to be. You mentioned playing quarterback. Just kind of talk about what that was like, transitioning from quarterback to wide receiver, and then also how you feel like maybe playing quarterback helped you learn about the game of football.
The transition, it really wasn't hard because I know for a fact I could always catch. It was really just like my route running, and like my Coach Carter, he helped me a lot, getting my feet right, switching my hips, he helped me become a whole wide receiver. And then like how it helps me, like it helps say if I'm running like out route on cover two, I wouldn't take the out route all the way down by the flat because there'll be a DB there. So I like stop. It just helps me find the holes in coverages basically.
Man, playing at Hightower, I know in Fort Bend ISD, you guys have a lot of rivalries. It's always a hotly contested game every Friday night. I mean, is it like a big game going on? What's it like playing there? And I know you play alongside a lot of other like D1 guys and play against D1 guys. So just kind of talk about playing for Hightower, playing in Fort Bend.
Like playing Fort Bend and Hightower is something about everybody wants to beat us. Like everybody plays their best game against us. I have no reason why, but so like when we play anybody, we have to be on our P's and Q's because they have like a chip on their shoulder that they just want to beat us. So we have to always come and be prepared.
Just kind of talk about the competition that you face, man. I'm looking at, in your district last year is like some really good teams like Manville and Richmond Foster. I mean, it seems like every week, Angleton didn't even win a district game last year, but for a long time, Angleton's always one of the really good teams in Texas. So, I mean, it seems like every weekend you got to go up against somebody that, is probably a D1 guy lining up across from you.
Yeah, I say Manville had to be our toughest competition this year. We played them twice. We lost both times. We have to we didn't, I can say we didn't prepare good, but we stopped playing in the second half a lot of the games. Like we thought we won, so we was like, oh, we good. And since they're like high competitors too, so they was like, oh no, just because y'all up right now doesn't mean anything. So they came back and they won and all that. And Angleton, they've always been good. So like this year, we were expecting them to be better than what they were. So like we played to our top tier. That's why Gino had broke the record with the throwing touchdowns. So like we was all ready.
Wise us up to some of the culture in Houston. You're jumping in the bus. You're having to go to the game. You're getting ready to play Manville. It's a big game. You're going to have to go get some D1 guys. What do you have on your playlist? What are you listening to get hyped for the game?
Hyped for the game. My favorite rapper is Little Uzi Vert. So I always play him. Any Lil Uzi song is like the go-to. Any song is my go-to. It don't even matter.
Nice. And is there food there? Like I know you got a lot. We're getting ready to dive into some recruiting stuff. I know you got a lot of offers is coming in from out of state, but in the H-Town area, is there like a food joint that's like, if you're coming here, you got to go get this?
Oh, yes. Like me and my girlfriend, we go to this place called the Burger Joint a lot. So like this place is like, when I say they burgers are top tier, they're top tier. Like their burgers are great.
You're hearing it, DCTF fans. We have a lot of foodies at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We're talking food all the time. So you're hearing it from Caleb Douglas. If you're in the H, go by the Burger Joint and check that out. Here we go, man. We're going to dive into some recruiting stuff. You picked up another big offer most recently from Big 12. in Texas Tech. Just kind of talk about what you know about the Red Raiders and how happy you are to have an option to play P5 in state.
I like the Red Raiders a lot because they throw the ball. Like they throw the ball a lot. The ball is always in the air at Tech. And the coach there, Falani, he's a great wide receiver coach. He has a lot of experience with the wide receivers. So that's a good school.
Uh, the Red Raiders aren't the only in-state big program that's coming after you. Baylor Bears, man, they also stepped up for you, and I know that that's another team in the Big 12 that you're probably really going to consider. And you also have, an offer from Houston. So, I mean, there's a school close to home as well that you could consider. So kind of talk a little bit about Baylor, talk a little bit about Houston.
Baylor, I talked to Baylor like a lot. Like after they offered, they became like my speed dial. Like I called them, they called me. We have conversations all the time. And U of H is like the same way. Like U of H, like Tyrone Carrier, that's my boy. We talk a lot. He's like a father figure.
Man, I'm looking at your offer list, and something really jumps out to me when I look at it. All the academic institutions like Rice and Tulane and Vanderbilt are coming after you as well, which means that you're not only taking care of what you need to take care of on the field, you're bringing your A game off the field in the classroom. What's it mean to you to have like schools like that? Like I know Rice is a big time, Vanderbilt, big time academic school, near Ivy League. So does that mean something to you to have those schools coming for you too?
Yes, it means a lot. It means like for me, I've always been big on my grades. Like I hate having C's in my report card. I always make sure they're A's and B's. And if it's a B, I'm trying to make sure it's like an 85 or higher. So I make sure every time I turn all my work on time. I don't do assignments like last minute. I make sure everything is to a T and I have a schedule set.
Nice. The fog is starting to lift, man. The clouds are rising on recruiting as the pandemic is starting to get under the control. And there's hope of going out and taking some visits now and going out and seeing some schools. Are there a few schools on your list right now that you feel like you have to go out and make sure that you see, or do you have any visits set up yet?
I have one for Baylor, June 18th and 20th, and Utah, 25th and 27th of June.
Are you pretty excited to be able to get out and go see some of these programs now in person?
Yes.
Actually get to talk to the coaches in person.
Yeah, like I can't wait. I know they'll probably be like, okay, this guy's actually really tall in person, and I can't see them how they like talk and act, all of the good stuff.
When it comes down to it, man, you got 2 official visits scheduled. Do you have a timeline in your mind on like when you want to have it done, or do you feel like because of everything that's been going on, you need to stretch it out as long as you can? Or are you thinking about a decision at all?
I'm like trying to stretch out as far as possible. I'm trying
Gotcha.
Probably like my first game. I'll probably say something.
Gotcha. And when it comes down to it, man, like what are the things that you can't live without? What has that school got to have?
It got to have a good community and like a great coaching staff. Like I want to be able to talk to the coach like that's like my brother, if you understand that. Because at that time, I'd be grown then. So like, I know I should be in like a kid standpoint, but like I just be able to come to him as a man and like have like talking things about just life, not just about football all the time.
Last question for me, man, and this is a key point because those colleges that are after you and their fan bases that are going to be watching this interview, they want to know what you're bringing to the table. So what is a college program going to get Caleb Douglas when it is time to make that commitment and you do step out on the field on Saturday night for the first time? What are you bringing?
I'm going to have a hard-working, like, receiver. Like, you throw the ball in my area, anywhere, it's going to be my ball. So just anywhere, just throw it up. I'm going to have it.
You heard it. He's a man who's going to go up and get you the football. That's Caleb Douglas from Fort Bend Hightower, man. Thanks for the time and good luck with your decision-making process. And, of course, good luck on your senior season upcoming.
Appreciate it.
There he is.